Okay, so check 1, 2. So supposedly right now we are streaming live. So on Bewitching and Bizarre.
Okay.
So I'll just have to use my phone and make sure that we absolutely are. All right, so let's see what's going on. Hey, hey. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Hi everybody, if you actually can see us, we don't even know right now what the heck's going on. If you can hear us or anything, I'm hoping you can hear us okay.
He's not going to be playing on his phone the entire time. He's just
No,
seeing
I'm
if
just
we
trying to get into
on.
I'm trying to get into a chat room, exactly. Tube, YouTube. Okay, now that I'm here, we're going to do this. Bewitching and Bizarre. Well, here's the live.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
So we're on.
Yeah.
We're going to put this right here. Welcome, live chat member. Hi there. Oh, somebody's on. There's a couple of people on. There's 6 people on. How cool.
That's awesome. We had such technical difficulties, and we're hoping by next time
We'll have them resolved.
This correct.
Yeah, for instance,
Nice.
you know that wonderful intro that we created for you guys? I'm not going to be able to play it. Sorry.
We felt it was more important to actually come on, get on camera, get this done than the intro. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, well, welcome back to another episode of Bewitching and Bizarre. This is our first official episode that is actually on the Bewitching and Bizarre website and not on the Bewitching and Bizarre YouTube and not the Witch in the Working YouTube. So that being said, we're not going to have as many people this time. As you can see, we have 6 people, and I think that's very humble, and thank you so much for the 6 people that are watching. Eventually, it'll build up.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get this all right. So
Mystic Crossings
take a time.
Tarot is watching, and she
Awesome.
says, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Oh, well, we're back. We are back, baby. So we are going to go over a couple of new spells that we offer on our Bewitching and Bizarre site today, and we're going to start things off with Tabitha here to do her thing. What are you doing today?
I'm going to be showing you a spirit board. This is a spirit board that I invented. I've been making them a couple years now. This particular one is a prototype because we're going to be doing it slightly different as far as putting them together. But yeah, so this is something that I sell. I would sell them in different like colors and things like that. And yeah, it's my spirit board. It's done with a pendulum. So yeah, I can show you what's going on and go from there.
And I have a quick question for you guys, and I know that there's a delay right now, so I'm hoping, I don't know if the delay is, I don't know how big it is, but whatever. Can everybody hear Tabitha? I keep on, the reason I'm pausing with her name is because I keep on wanting to call her Pink, because I don't call her, I never call her Tabby or Tabitha, I always call her Pinky.
Yes.
So I'm trying to remember her name for you guys, because she wants to go as her real name, which is Tabitha, on this channel. Why do you do this to me?
I know, right?
So
he never calls me that. He never does.
Yeah, so I'm having to pause and go, So the audio a little bit low. Is it a little bit low for me and for Tabitha, or just me, Mystic? I mean, or just Tabitha, Mystic?
No. Can you hear me? I have such a low voice. I feel bad. It's not like I'm trying to be like low. It's just my voice. I have asthma. This is as good as it gets. I can't even yell.
Wow, we got 11 people kicking here. Both of us are low? Okay, hold on a second. Let's see what we got here. Check 1, 2, check 1. I'm going to turn this up some. I think that's actually clipping at this point. How is that? Is
Yeah.
that better? Is that a little bit better sounding? Say something too.
Say something too. Oh, yes, Bluetooth. Thanks.
Wait, what did she say? Well, I put you on Bluetooth,
Bluetooth
now.
now, yep.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yes, everything's better. Okay, it's
Yes.
not sounding like distorted though, right? Like it's because it shows clipping on our side. It sounds good. Okay, awesome,
Awesome.
perfect. All right, sorry. Hey, you guys are helping us through these technical difficulties.
Yes, thank you so much.
This
Oh my
is how it
goodness.
happens in the beginning. So sorry. You were here when we were screwing up big time.
Awesome. Yeah, so like I was saying, there's these spirit boards that I make. I've been making them for quite a few years now. I actually have them on my channel, or have one of them on my channel. And again, I do them in different colors. So this is something I will be making for somebody who would want one. They are on our website. So should you want to order one, that's where you would go.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
So you want me to? Okay, let's do this here. Boom. We're going to hopefully switch.
Ah,
Yay.
yay. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to try and get this a little straightened out for you. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So it's kind of tilted here, but I think it looks straighter on camera. So good. Awesome. So I'm going to get this started. I'm going to go through the different things about this spirit board. And yeah, we can go from there.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
Difficulties go all the way.
I got it working fine.
I don't know how that happened.
It's the magic in me.
Yes, awesome. Just to light a tea candle. Got it, perfect. Awesome. All right, so I'm just getting this started. I'll go over the different things with the spirit board. So as you can probably see, this is a spirit board that you probably not, most likely aren't familiar with. So
Is this? You created this?
I
This is
created this.
custom?
Yes,
Wow.
this is something I custom made. Just because the spirit boards that I had, I never liked the Ouija board. It never was something that I could use. My daughter was one who started off with a Ouija board. Fun story. Back in the day, I was getting my car worked on, and we went past a little thrift shop. And my daughter, being I don't know, 8 or 9 at the time, decided to pick up an antique. And not only was the car shop that was working on my car next to she sat down in front of a mausoleum and she started playing with the Ouija board. And what follows that is a series of really bad, terrifying events that maybe I'll get into at one point, but I will say that I never really connected with the Ouija board. And I never really connected with the pendulum board. You know, the round pendulum boards that have like the yes and the no. I needed more. I needed more to communicate. So I sat down one day and I decided, what do I need? I went over what do I need to communicate better, and I designed it. It took me just a couple hours to really get down what I wanted. I did it on a makeshift one at first, and then when I realized that yes, it is definitely working for me because I'm an artist, I paint, I decided to do it on a board, like a canvas board. So yeah, so I'm going to go over the different portals with you, and yeah, so let's get started on that. I need you to switch it over, yeah.
Are you guys still hearing music, or are you just hearing us? Okay, good. Okay, sorry about that.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yay.
All right. So,
Oh, you were being cut off for a bit by the apparently the the intro is working only sound wise. So you were being cut off for a little bit.
yeah.
Ah, God. Sorry, people. This is the growing pains, man. This is the growing pains.
Welcome to our show.
But we're good now. Okay. All right. Well, whatever she was, I promise you, what she was talking about was really cool. That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
Yeah. So maybe I should just get into the spirit board because I think that's where we need to be.
Okay. Lydia. Lydia. Welcome. I said your name right this time.
Hi, Lydia.
Thank you guys again. We have 20 people watching right now.
That's
I'm
great.
like,
That's
I was
fantastic
not
news.
expecting this many people to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
For
for
showing
holding
up.
out for us. We really appreciate it. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're working so hard on it.
Yeah, because especially since this is a new channel, so it's like I wasn't expecting people to pick up on it. How awesome. Lydia said yes. All right, so let's zoom back in on. We got zoom back in, and I'm hoping that there's no music or anything playing now. Although in the future we are going to have a little bit of music playing in the background. Right now there's silence because we didn't get it figured out ahead of time. But we're just going to try to talk, and in the meantime, we are hoping to have some like music just slightly in the background moving forward with our next episodes to come. But so go ahead. So your spirit board.
Yes. So this is my spirit board. It is made up of many different portals. I'm going to go over the different portals for you, but technically there's 9 portals to this. That being said, it's a little bit different than most pendulum boards that you see. So not a little bit, actually a lot. So first off, what I'm going to start off with is the white light. So this is where you would put a tea light. You could even put in a little glass thing if you wanted to. But the importance of the white light is big because when we are communicating with spirits, the first thing we want to do is get out any kind of residue that may be in our pendulum. So you can kind of see my pendulum here is dancing. We want to wait for that pendulum to stop dancing. That means the energy that's in that pendulum is gone. So, and of course, our hands aren't 100% steady. I don't expect anybody's to be, so don't worry about that. Just as long as it stops dancing. Okay, I think we got it to the point where it's... There we go. Perfect. So that's how you would clear out your pendulum. And then you can go across the board for what you need to do. So we have quite a few here. So this is our white light. Here is where we would put our incense to cleanse the board. Typically I'll take the incense and I'll wipe it across the board. You can also put little offerings here. This I just put here as an example of a little offering. But you don't have to. What's most important is that you put something to clear out the board. And that you can do throughout. Why I like it on the board is because it's already going. You can do throughout where you can just kind of flow the energy throughout the board. The other big one that we have here is our protection. So this is a protection portal. And it has protection sigils throughout it. So I put protection sigil, paint over it, protection sigil, paint over it, until I have my last protection sigil. And then I even have a piece of black tourmaline here for protection. So you can also put a stone there just for added protection. You should also be wearing protection on yourself as well as cleansing out yourself. So you can even put some of that towards you as far as the incense. So one of the first ones I go to after clearing out my pendulum is I like to go to this one right here, which tells you when you ask who you're talking to, you're either talking to a spirit entity or a loved one here. So what I do is I like to do the touch base right here in the middle with the pendulum, and I like to slowly go up. And then I would ask, who am I speaking to? And this is quite clearly going to spirit. So I actually do have something here right now. And I've always had very good luck. So at that point, there's many different places I can go talking to spirit. I could take the conversation into my own hands, or I can allow the spirit to tell me what they would like the conversation to go to. So what I do is I go to my compass here, and I allow them to tell me which portal they want me to go to. And it is literally directing me to this portal right here. So this portal right here is obviously the alphabet portal. So they're going to tell me something and they're going to spell it out for me. So what I would do is I would touch base again.
It's almost like a Ouija board, huh?
Yep. Touch base, pull it up, and it's going to start to do stuff. So I am having an E, and now it's stopping, and going around. Seems to be hovering around that B. Perfect. So it's going back to the touch base. Another E. An R. So it goes straight to the R here. So E, B, E, R. And it seems to either be going to the I or the T. It looks more like the T, like it keeps getting stronger and stronger. So E, B, E, R, T. Ebert?
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 Maybe it's trying to say, maybe it's saying like Robert, maybe.
No, it's Ebert.
Okay.
Yep, so it's agreeing with me. So whoever we're speaking to is an Ebert. Okay, cool. Hello, Ebert. So let's go over here. And now I'm going to ask some questions of Ebert. Ebert, are you a person who knows someone who is watching us today? So that is actually a no, a clear no. Okay. Ebert, is there a reason you're coming to us today? And there's a yes. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So, do you have any questions for Ebert?
Well, why is he coming to us today?
I think we have to figure that
Or
out.
why are they coming
Yep.
to us today?
He seems to, it's either a different question or we have to figure it out. Okay, so now let's use
Does
a different
anybody out
portal.
there want to ask a question and see something of Ebert? Maybe we can get somebody out there to ask a question from Ebert. Now, I think we have a 10-second delay. So, fun fact, Gamers Roost is on here, and he's a very old friend of mine. He's basically my brother. And he started with me when I first started witchcraft, and we actually plan on possibly doing a podcast moving forward in the future together, where we're going to tell some of our old stories coming up in witchcraft. So I'll let you guys know if that ends up happening. Gamers Reach says, "What do you see when you look down, Ebert?"
Okay, Ebert, what do you see when you look down? Oh, I gotta probably go to a different portal so he can answer that. D, E, D, E, A, T. H.
Death.
Death. Ooh.
He sees death when he looks down. Wow, that gave me the chills.
Ebert, do you have something for me or Manon?
You want to...
I want to do the yes or no, but I'm going to see if you can spell it out. What do you have for me or Manon, if you have anything? F. O. R. Looks like an I. Yeah, no. G. Sorry. G-I? F-O-R-G-I. It's going up and down now. V. E. Forgive. Okay. All right.
Okay. Mystic Crossings Terrors wants you to ask Ebert about a tree.
About a tree. Okay.
Yes, and
What about
Gamers
tree?
Roost wants to know about a tree as well. Ask Ebert, is there something you want to tell us about a tree? Maybe go to the yes or no thing first. Is there something you want to tell us about a tree? Some of our friends are asking about a tree.
That is
No.
a no.
No.
Okay. So forgive. Does Manon need to forgive?
No.
No.
Thank goodness, because I ain't forgiving shit for no one.
Okay.
Tell you that right now. The people that are on my shit list are staying on it.
So do I need to forgive? Oh, wait. Oh, wow. That happened fast.
That I understand.
Yes.
I told you I won't leave my dirty clothes in this thing anymore. Just please.
All right. Let's get to the realness of this. Let's see. This is getting real personal, guys. Here on Bewitching and Bizarre. Who do I need to forgive? I got an S. An S, okay. It's either a C or an A. It looks like a C. Okay. C, is that correct? Yeah. It's going to an O. Okay. And it's going to a T. He doesn't need to finish this. I already know what he's talking about. Thank you, Ebert. That's enough for today, you guys. So
I think you do need to forgive him. So,
Yes.
if nothing else, tell him what the other portals are. And everything.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ebert. So yeah, so that's these portals right here, and then we have two other portals here. We have one with numbers and days of the week. And then we have one that's really interesting. So this one tells us like fate, for instance. So it does it in the form of like pictures.
So actually, somebody was asking about that one. The non-aesthetic witch said, "What emoji image in that lower portal does Ebert associate with?" Which I think it's great that you recognize the emoji thing.
I wish I could tell you. I'll see if Ebert's still here. Ebert, because I did excuse him. So sometimes, let's see.
Oh, he's still there.
Ebert, are you still here? He's still here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, let's go to here. Ebert. What picture here best describes how you're feeling? Okay, so an X isn't very good. Okay. Let me ask this. Ebert, were you sick when you left us? Or were you depressed? Or anything else that this might describe for us? He's going to the sad emoji. Okay.
So how do you know that it's going to the sad emoji and not the happy face emoji when it's swinging?
Because it's stopping more towards the middle.
Gotcha. So it has a tendency to pull more towards a certain.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I'm just asking that for the people out there. If somebody wants one of these boards, they can, you know. So we may, when we do give one of these boards, if somebody does get one of these boards, we may have to give them some slight instructions for this one. You know.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'll have instructions with them. I'm not just gonna. Yes, absolutely.
Lydia is asking. Lydia, I'm so glad I got that right now. God, you have no idea. Lydia. So just so you guys know, Lydia, along with some of the others on here, but are very. They come. She comes to like every whatchamacall, and it's just taken me a year to get her name right because I always called her Lydia. Well, it's Lydia because it's spelled Lidija, but Lydia is
I would have
pronounced.
gotten Lydia.
Well, that's because you're better than I am. So, question she says is, what was that pendulum? What was the pendulum made of? I'm asking because of the color. What's the pendulum made of?
Yeah, so this one is actually from my travel altar, and the reason why I picked it is because it matched the color. That's it. There's no real story to this. This one is bismuth, I think it is. No, it's not bismuth. But it is a form of metal.
Okay.
And it's escaping me right now.
Yeah, because it looks like it's like a green red.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a bunch of different colors in it.
Yeah.
When you
So
look at it. Right.
it is. I want to say it's like a dragon thing, dragon something, and it's usually like a rock that kind of has like a lot of the purple and green in it. And then it's very cratery, but for some reason, this one in particular has been.
I just did a video about a rock that had
yeah, the name is escaping
something
me.
else, but it had the rock in there, and it had that where it has green and red in it, and I totally forget.
I think it's called dragon something.
So let me ask you a question. Bismuth, maybe? Is it bismuth, Lydia said?
I thought it was bismuth for a second, but I'm like, no, it's dragon something.
Okay. So
yeah, I'll have to look it up and then put it in the thing after.
Manon. Mystic Crossing says, Manon, I used to be Mystic Moon before. Okay, very cool. I think I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. So let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Actually, can I do one? Like, just try it out real quick,
absolutely.
too? Well, no, since we're all here, I'd just like to see if, like, well, don't go too far. I'll come over to you. Put it back where they can see it.
Well, it's going to be harder to do it if you're not in front, so that's why.
But I can make it happen. I'm big.
Yep.
All right. So, first thing we want to do is go to Spirit Entity
Well,
or
we
Loved
didn't
One.
say bye to Ebert.
Oh, yeah, here, do that. Sorry.
I thought you were talking to Ebert. Okay.
I'm
sorry,
busting in
Ebert.
as usual. Taking over.
Ebert, thank you so very much for joining us today. We really, truly appreciate it. Okay.
All right. So I want to see if anybody's connected with me this evening, this wonderful evening with all of our friends, to see if
You gotta clear it out.
You gotta clear it. Okay. See, this is stuff I don't even know. So.
Yeah.
So we just hold it over this like this to clear it.
And then when it stops dancing or comes close to stop dancing, that means it's done.
Okay, let me put my elbow on the table.
Yeah. See, it's
so
harder
I can
when it's not right in front of you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're good. Okay. Spirit Entity. Yeah, you're right. I can see why. Okay, here we
go.
go.
Yep. Touch base. Okay.
Okay, I'm calling on somebody I can speak with.
Let's go into spirit again.
Spirit. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, very cool. I see how it goes now. Yeah, it does tend to go to one side.
Yeah.
Okay, so spirit. So now I have to ask who it might be, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's go over to here. And I'm wondering who this might be. I'm getting an A.
It's going to go around a circle and it's going to go to something else.
Okay. Oh, wow, look, okay. Is it okay to like? Do you?
No,
like
you want to keep it in the middle.
You want to keep it in the middle?
Yep.
I'm gonna say it's an L. An L.
A-L. Okay, yep.
I'm gonna say it's an E.
Okay.
An E, because yeah, definitely an E. Let's see. A Z or an N, an N-A-L-E. So Alan, it is your name Alan? Okay, so there's an
Yes.
Alan. So we're talking to an Alan. Hold on a second. So, okay, so we're talking to an Alan out there. I'm wondering. So how do I ask? What does he want? Basically, what does he want to talk to us about?
Yeah, you just ask him.
Like,
Do you have a message for us? Ask him that.
do you, Alan? Do you have a message for us?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go to the emoticons here, the emoticon side, and see, Alan. Can you tell? Let me reset. Oh, that's weird. It's almost like there's a magnet or something that's in
Yep.
the board, and it's like pressing the pendulum.
I can promise you there's no magnets in my
That's
boards.
crazy, dude. No, it's like I'm literally watching the pendulum like almost bend towards the unhappy thing.
Oh,
It's like crazy, man. That's like nuts. It's
yeah.
almost like this. You know, like when a magnet. Wow, that's crazy. It's going to the unhappy
Okay.
thing. Alan, can you give me a little bit more about why you're unhappy? Dude, that is insane. So it's going to a T.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so weird because it's like I never expected this. It's like almost like there's a magnet in it or something. It's like
Again, I
H.
stand by there's no magnet here.
It's either a B or I'm gonna say T. I'm gonna say TH.
Okay.
Um,
Yep, you got it right because now it's going in a circle. TH. The.
the, the, the what? The why?
They.
They. Oh, look! As soon as we say that, it starts to go in a
Yep,
circle. This thing
exactly.
is really freaking good, man.
Oh, I know that. I've been making this for years now.
They, H,
H.
H.
They. E.
No, oh, to me, no I.
I.
I,
Okay.
and see how in T, they, H, I, and T. See
They
how it's almost
hit.
hit. They hit. Is that what you're trying to say? Wow, it's so
Yeah.
crazy feeling. Like I wish you guys could feel this.
They hit.
Now it's going back into a circle again. So they hit.
M. E.
They hit me.
Oh. Alan, I'm so sorry.
That like I just super got emotional.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like he actually like said something through me. You know, like I just as soon as he said that, like I super got emotional. Like I wanted to cry. That is insane.
They hit me.
I don't know what to say
I
about that.
The only thing to say is that we are sorry, and we know that you are in a good place where people can't harm you anymore.
Alan, are you associated with a viewer that's currently watching right now? So
Yes.
it's saying yes. So non-aesthetic witch asked, does he know a viewer? And yes, non-aesthetic witch is saying he's talking through a viewer. How cool is that? So non-aesthetic witch says pendulum works feels very surreal. I lost my mind the first time the pendulum was being pulled. I couldn't believe the tension in the chain. I know it's like so interesting. It's almost like there's like a magnet. It's like the way it works when it goes to something. It's almost like the tip points to where it's going to go before the chain even starts swinging. Mystic Crossing says, Alan, are you a child or an adult? Are you a child? He said it says yes.
Man, I can't handle this. I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. I just can't. Oh.
Okay. So let's do we say goodbye, I guess, at this point?
Well, I don't know. You took over this. Like, this is the stuff that happens when you pull out the spirit board.
So Tabitha's getting kind of emotional. I'm sure some of us are. So, you know.
Can I ask him some questions?
Yeah.
Hi, Ellen. I have some questions for you. I guess, what made you want to come through to us today? Got T. A. Okay. B. Tab. I. Tabby?
Oh.
That's me. That's what
So-
everybody calls me.
So I know that Tabitha. So Tabby has a unique ability that she talks to spirits quite a bit. So I can almost. So I can so I know I can see why they're just coming to you, for sure. Gamers Roost says they hit me and is associated with the viewer. They know who they are. Maybe ask the message.
Okay.
Is there a viewer out there that knows that knows this child and wants to ask a question?
I'm
If
going
they
to
know?
ask if they could spell a name out or somebody to connect it to a viewer. T. A. B. Oh, I think it's going
Oh.
to spell me again. I. T. H.
So it's
it's
probably
There's
not-
no other names. It's got to be me.
Yeah.
So
I guess they want to try to go through you.
I think they want to try and go through me here. So yeah, it's
Ask him. Mystic Crossings wants you to ask him if he knows his son, his or her son that passed away, and the yes or no's.
okay. I'm sorry. What's her name again?
Mystic Crossings
Mystic
Tarot.
Crossing Tarot. Okay. There's somebody here today called Mystic Crossings Tarot, and she wants to know if you know her son. That's a strong yes.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
It's a very strong yes.
Wow. It's like really swinging there crazy.
So I
hold on a
guess-
second. Let me go back to show that. So,
Yeah. So
wow, it's really going
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know if it's okay to ask for names or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
Okay.
be too. I mean, that's up to her. But
right.
he's saying yes.
So go ahead and yeah, I think there's like a 10-second delay, Gamers Roost. I think it's about 10 seconds. Go ahead and let's say goodbye, and we'll move along.
Okay. Goodbye, Alan. I hope you find peace where you are.
Okay, so this is the spirit board.
Yeah.
So this is something that if anybody's interested in this, we can make you one. Just let us know. Get a hold of us at. I'd like to throw the email address up on the screen right now, but unfortunately that stuff's not working for some reason. But it's bewitchingandbizarre@gmail.com. If you go to our website at bewitchingandbizarre.com, you just go there and go to contact us, and you can see where to see how to get one of these boards. I know we've done a video about this board in the past, and I think that I've always seen it as kind of like it wasn't really my thing, but now that I've actually worked with it just now, and I actually see how this is working, because at first I was kind of like, how is this working with some of the things cluttered so close together? But it actually points and pulls to it. It's kind of interesting. It almost is like it almost like interacts with your psyche too. Like it tells you like what letter it's saying and whatnot, which I think is really cool. It's really different to work with it yourself, you know.
I did make him a board.
I was just going to say that. What happened?
I don't think he's ever used it.
You know what I did?
I think it's downstairs.
I used it once to show it to my coven back in Florida, because this is when we first met. So I still lived in Florida, and I showed it to my coven and how amazing it was, and they were like, "Oh my God, love it, love it, love it." But yeah, that's. So let's see. Lydia says she started using the pendulum at the age of 10. It correctly told her the gender of her baby. Then I continued, and I get amazingly accurate answers every time. Awesome, Lydia. So Lydia is a practitioner of using the pendulum, and she vows for it for sure. Mystic Crossing says, Lydia, I did too, and also seen and connect to spirit and past loved ones. The Non-Aesthetic Witch says, I work mostly with my folk saints, so pendulum work is rare for me, but every time it is mind-blowing. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's the same with me, Aesthetic Witch. I don't really work with the pendulum ever at all, period, done. Anytime I do divination, I'm using tarot cards and runes. I love doing tarot cards. I love reading people's tarot cards. Love it, love it, love it. It's so interesting to see the story that it tells every time. I just love doing it. I have a set of tarot cards called the Pagan Tarot that I've had for I think I've had them for 24 years now. So they're a little worn, but I haven't had to replace them. And they work amazing. I love the tarot cards. I just did a reading the other day for a friend of mine who called, and I just did a quick 3-card spread for her because she's about to lose her job, and she was wondering what her next steps are. So, but yeah, we actually offer that too on Bewitching and Bizarre readings. I offer tarot readings, and I can also do somewhat with runes, but I prefer tarot. And which one do you do?
I do a triple candle reading. So I read the candle, I read the smoke, and I also read the flame. So the whole candle, everything.
Gamers, let's see. Queen Homunculus says isomotor reflexes. So what he's talking about when he says isomotor reflexes, he or she, I'm going to assume she, Queen, as, I'm sorry if I got your gender wrong nowadays. You know how that goes. Isomotor reflexes are when you're working like with the pendulum or like a Ouija board or something. Mm-hmm. They say that that's like a theory of why you'll go to certain things, like with certain things. Mm-hmm. But
I have heard of that. I don't believe it because I go into this with just kind of like a blank mind. I don't really know what's about to happen, and all of a sudden things just pop up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, if I was thinking of something ahead of time, I could, because I have explored that myself, and it's just like I go in with an open mind on what's about to happen, and things just flow through.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. I actually have something on my channel of years ago of me talking to somebody, and it had to do with COVID too. Yeah. That's all I remember. And that stuff flowed through too.
Yeah. There's times when, it's not that there's times, in magic as a whole, you believe. You have to believe. If you don't believe, don't do it.
Right.
Because if you don't believe, you're wasting your time and energy.
No.
You have to believe in all of these things. The fae, spirits, all these magical things all come with belief. And with this belief comes answers. With this belief comes completion. With these beliefs comes guidance for everybody who works it, regardless of the occult that you're in, regardless of the type of occult, a witch, a druid, whatever. If magic is basically science that hasn't been discovered yet, okay? So there might be one day, 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, people can tell us why magic works. We just know that it works. The belief is what keeps it working at this point for each individual person, for each one of us who are ourselves. If it works, then you do it. If you don't believe in it, it's not going to work, so don't do it. Go another route. Go somewhere else. Go do something else. But as us witches, druids, occultists, the magic, we believe in it. And it works for us. It gives us the answers we need. It gives us the guidance we need in life. It gives us what we need in life to get by. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Nothing else. When it comes to doing these workings, none of it, we don't question anything because we've adapted. Now, if it's something that in your eyes is fake, if it's something that's in your eyes is hogwash, good. Then don't do it. Because guess what? It works for us. And that's all we care about.
And that's not to say like just believe, blindly. It's good to be skeptical. It's always good to be skeptical. I too am a skeptical person. That being said, even being skeptical, you go with an open mind. Like we were just talking about the pendulum, and could it be other things? I have looked into that before, and like I said, the reason why I'm convinced that it's not just a gravitational pull or other things that it could be is because I go in with nothing to gain from it, nothing to lose from it, no preconceived anything. I just go in and I know that whatever's about to happen, I'm just holding the pendulum up. That's all I'm doing. So yep.
So what about some of these? So I guess the piece of let me go back down here. So I'm guessing this other portal up here with the days.
Yep.
That's if somebody has something they want to mention date wise
Yeah,
or
like
number wise.
if they need a date, it has the days of the week and then a
Numbers.
Number.
Yeah.
So that being said, well, I think we actually went over this.
Yeah, we did slightly.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So that being said, it could just do numbers or it could do like a date.
And if you're confused about where to go next on the board, that's when you would go to the compass and it would kind of guide you.
Yeah. So the compass, like say, you can totally take over the conversation if you want. I tend to like the compass because they're coming to me for something and I've asked them here. So I'd hate to be the person who goes, okay, I'm going to take this over. So yeah, I really like the compass. It's only what you want to do with the board. You do have control in some sense. You could go to this one. You could go over here to just the letters. You could go to just the yes and no. You could go to the fate and leave it at that. But I'm the one who, again, comes in and I'm expecting them to talk to me. So I like them to actually have some sort of control over the situation.
So what's the stone down there you have in that?
Black tourmaline.
And what is that for? That's like, what is that?
It's for protection. It's a protective
Oh, is that,
stone.
and that's what that portal's for?
Yep, so there's a protection portal here, and I think I mentioned this before. So when I make these portals, what you're seeing is kind of like this kind of black around it. This is painted over and over again with a bunch of different protective symbols, and then this is my top protective symbol here. And then I always put a protective stone there.
Lydia says she tries different techniques because you can influence your pendulum with your mind. So that's probably why some people don't like to use the pendulum. Who knows? But I think that the people who do use it, I think that they're not really. I think that comes with everything. Like even when I do tarot, cards, like if I run tarot cards for myself, I never do like a full out reading. I'm just one of those. There's two types of people who do tarot cards. Ones that will do them for themselves and ones who won't. I will do tarot cards for myself, but I go strictly off what the meaning is. I don't try to. When I usually do tarot for people, I tap into the card and listen to spirit tell me things to say. I literally channel and they tell me what to say to the person. I don't do that with myself. I don't channel with myself. I literally just do what the cards mean. Don't ask me why. It's just the way I do it. Because I feel like it's because even though I'm channeling things, I feel like that I can influence with my mind too much. You know, and I could be like, I want this outcome to happen so much. Please, please, please. It's kind of like corrupts it in a way. The non-aesthetic, which says tarot and loteria readings are my jam. Very cool.
Very cool.
Question from Holy Wisdom 93. How do I play tarot with Piachi chiefs in the woods? I don't even know what that. I don't know what a Piachi chief is. So
I'm certain you're reading that.
And
wrong.
you don't really play tarot.
Is he reading that wrong?
No. Question. How do I play tarot with Piachi chiefs in the woods? I don't know what Piachi chiefs are, and I don't really believe playing tarot. I believe it's you're working with the tarot, not playing with it. I don't think you play with anything in magic. Yeah, so Queen Homunculus says it's hard to detach, if it's hard to detach from your expectations or wishes for a specific result, it may be best to save questions for another time. Yeah, so Mystic Crossings Tarot says, I do them for people on YouTube and channel. For myself, I just get it intuitively or go to my Ganga Calderon. Yeah, I kind of am the same way. I don't go to my Ganga Calderon, but I do intuition.
Oh, okay. This is what I was wondering. Thank you so much, Holy Wisdom 93. Piachi is a native shape-shifting, invisible being in the woods. It's like a shaman.
Oh, wow. How very cool.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, that's cool.
Does she know, Holy says, does she know Native American spirituality? Do you know Native American spirituality?
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
and neither
not
do
very
I.
Familiar. I'm sorry.
Fun fact, I was told my entire life I was Cherokee Indian. My entire life I was told I was Cherokee Indian because my grandmother's maiden name was Faircloth. And I was always told by my dad and other people that I was Native American Cherokee, to be specific. Come to find out, I do the Ancestry.com thing, and I have not one bit of Native American Indian in my blood at all. 0%. Zero. Yeah. And I actually looked up the Faircloth name, and it's actually a native name for England, which I'm over 60% of Wales English type deal.
That's what I was trying to tell him, actually, because had he met me sooner, I would have told him that I knew some Faircloths, and they were definitely from England.
Yep. So, okay, so you want to move on to mine now?
Yes.
Okay, so I am showing you guys another thing we do. We offer another service. We offer on Bizarre, Bewilder. What is it?
Bewitching and Bizarre.
Bewitching and Bizarre. I always want to say bewildering. It's bewildering. Bewitching and Bizarre. So, and I do binding boards. So these binding boards are a binding. Not everybody's happy about bindings. Some people don't like them, but it's literally binding somebody. Some people have use for them, though. I've used them quite a few times in my career as a witch. As a matter of fact, just recently, I did a binding on a person at my old work, and guess what happened? I got let go from my old job, but found a job twice as good, twice as better, much better. I won't even say twice as, much better, much greater, awesome, more pay, working from home, and working with family, no less. And it's working. It's an amazing job. I couldn't hope for anything better. So reality is, I did this binding on this person, and how did it turn out? It said you need to move on, and it pushed me along my way, instead of just silencing the person. Now the person did get silenced for the first month because I did it like a month before I got let go, which a lot of people know about already. And it did silence, but the person actually became my best friend. He actually became a really good friend. All of a sudden, the person went from being a complete schmuck and trying to get me in trouble to being a really good friend of mine. And then we just started communicating. We started turning up. Everything started working out better. In the end, for not because of his reasons, but for other people, and for not even for other people, for religious discrimination. If we want to get real, I ended up getting let go for religious discrimination. They literally were like, found out I was a witch, and that was that. And it's sad, but it happens.
He has on this binding board like a year ago too. It was on a guy who, I don't know, it was like some sort of like.
Oh, the guy that
Yeah.
rear-ended me.
He rear-ended.
Oh, sorry,
You
I
rear-ended
rear-ended him
yes.
because he slammed, because we're on icy roads and the light turned green. He went forward about 5 feet, slammed on his brakes. I slammed on my brakes. The people behind me slammed on their brakes. Unfortunately, we're on ice, so I slid into him. The only thing that helped me, I think, and I ended up doing, because he went to my insurance company right away.
There was no damage to either car.
None, zero.
No.
And
Or
he tried
the
to,
person.
and he tried to show damage and all this other stuff, which there wasn't any. I took pictures myself and actually sent them to the insurance company. From what I understand, actually, the pictures I took were different from the pictures he took. In other words, he went home, took a hammer, banged up his bumper a little bit, and sent those pictures to the insurance company. In which case, I already had the original pictures. I was smart enough to take pictures myself and say, hey, these bangs weren't there before. And in the end, before he could get arrested, because apparently from what I found out, he was a person who did this quite often,
Yes,
insurance fraud.
I remember that.
And he decided to drop the thing. Anyway, my insurance told me he dropped the claim, and that was that. And I hope he got arrested, the bastard.
Yeah.
But
Because that's actually against the law.
yeah, because
Insurance
and I get it. I don't get it, but it's an ingenious thing to do. Wait till the road's ice over, and then just go out into the city and slam on your brakes so people slide into, and then go, oh my goodness, you know, it's like.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Somebody asked. Morgan Adams says, does binding someone help keep them from being dangerous? It can't towards you or towards themselves. Absolutely, yes. So a binding is a spell that's done that keeps a person from doing harm to you or to themselves, or whatever the situation is you need to bind them for. And that being said, it could be physical harm, it could be emotional, it could be emotional or physical harm, either one. Spiritual, I'd say, I'm not even sure about that, but any harm, so anything. And you would bind them, and there's many different bindings. I'm going to show you one right now that that I like to do, and this is called a binding board. So let me zoom into me. All right, so here we go. I drink and I know things. Great. Game of Thrones. It's not me. Okay. So on this board we have. You're going to want a picture of the person if you can get it. And anytime I had to get a picture from a person I was binding, I got it off of Facebook, or I got it online basically. And we just made a mock person here, so it's not.
That's
really,
not a real person?
No, it's a fake person because we're not really binding anybody. I've only had to do a binding spell a few times, and anytime you have to do one, it sucks. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So then we put it on this board here, and one of the things you also want to do is on the back of the picture or on the picture, you're also going to want to write the name and the birth date of the person. Do we still have a pen around right there?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to call this person, we're going to pretend it's a person called Joe Smithy.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Joe Shit the Ragman. That's somebody that
Joe
everybody
Smithy.
mixes up.
And we're going to pretend that their birthday is on 8/15, 1980. All right? And this is what you would do with this person. Now, if you can get a piece of the person's DNA and whatnot, even better. Just throw it on the picture. Maybe if it's hair, put it on the picture. Just put it on the picture as well.
Isn't imagery, isn't that one of the best things you can get? I mean, that's...
Imagery. Yes, because you're telling the spirit world and the magic world what the person, where to go, where to send the magic to. Okay? So then, we ultimately, one of the things, so the next thing we're going to want to do, so you can decide how you want to do it. There's two ways to do it. You can either, well, actually, we would end up doing it. So I would find, the way I do it is, We're going to do it for you, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I was just gonna say, what are you talking about?
I'm going into like teaching mode. So I have my magical hammer here that I use all the time for these things, and we got this, and I got a nail.
Today, but he will be enchanting this hammer
Yeah.
after today.
I actually have a hammer exactly like this that I usually use. It's right over there in that drawer.
Yeah.
But Tabby was saying she wanted me to get a hammer moving forward, specifically that I could charge and with magic and everything like my other one is, but to do one different for the channel. So I ended up getting this today for the channel.
But we will be enchanting it.
Now, normally what you would do is I would take and nail this nail into this, which would be no problem. Unfortunately, to show this video, I'm on a fold-out table. So if I go to hit this table right now, stuff's going to jump all over the place and things are going to go crazy. Maybe.
Let's do it! Yay!
Actually, it may work. Alright, so it actually worked out pretty well.
My kid's probably going to come up here and be like, what are you doing making all that racket?
So the first thing we do is we nail this person to the board.
Yes.
Okay? Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this string, we're going to tie it around this nail. Doopy-doopy-doo. Then, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. I'm going to start wrapping this cord.
So I was thinking about it, and it probably wouldn't have been a good idea to do anyways, but in recent weeks, we have actually had this kind of drama around our city with this lady. And I want to use allegedly, even though it's not, or just use the word allegedly. Let's just use it, okay? Because for like legal purposes. Anyway, so there's this shop that I've definitely on my channel promoted before. I used to love going there. I hate that I used to love going there. It's called Myths and Maidens, and that's where we got most all of our magical supplies. Anyways, in the past like year or so, it's been getting to the point where you had to call ahead because they never were stocked on anything. We would go in there and the owner of the store would be yelling at her young employee. This person is a very young adult, if that. I'm not sure how old she is.
Early 20s.
Yeah, okay. So she's a young adult. And so anyway, so I guess what happened, from my understanding of the situation, is the owner, her name's Deb, and her daughter, which I don't remember her daughter's name. I think it started with an S. Anyway, so I guess they found a cat that would wander around the neighborhood. And if you saw pictures of this cat, you'd be quite alarmed. It's very skinny. It's got patches of hair missing. Turns out this cat is a 19-year-old cat. That was a Maine Coon cat. And I guess they took the cat in with maybe possibly the initial thought that it was a cat that was being abused. They brought it to, or they claim to have brought the cat to a veterinarian, but we're very skeptical with the paperwork that she's provided, simply because it seems like it's two different cats. Like one of the vets says the cat's 2 years old, the other vet says the cat's 13 years old. Totally different types of cats, a short hair, long haired cat. This is a clearly Maine Coon cat. It's a big as in body wise cat. Anyway, she took the cat. She says she got it medical care and got in touch with the actual owner of the cat. So apparently what went down was when she brought the cat to the lady, she wouldn't give the cat to her. She had intentions on giving the cat to her at first, but as soon as she got to the place to give the cat, she did not give the cat up. The lady who owns the cat, was saying that he was a 19-year-old cat and was very sick and was getting up there to the point where he didn't have much time left. Anyway, the store owner would not give the cat back to the proper owner. There was protests outside her shop, to the point where my lovely husband over here decided to go in one day and saw that this young girl who was working behind the counter, who has nothing to do with this, she's just an employee, was very scared. So he had stayed until the owner had gotten there. The owner didn't tell her to close up shop, nothing. At that point, she gave my husband a sob story that simply wasn't true. She was saying how this cat was abused. No vet, she brought it to many different vets. None of them had said this cat was abused. And she just would not give back to the owner. Then, at the end of it, she was told that she had to relinquish the cat to the owner. At that point, she didn't do that either. She brought it to animal control, dead. So we won't be shopping with her anymore. And to make a long story short, we won't ever go to Mitts Maidens, and let me say that word again, Mitts Maidens, ever again. And my heart goes out to the cat owner. I don't know if it's okay to say her name, but you can look this up. It's all over the place. It's just very sad. It's very sad she didn't get her last days with the cat.
So this is what the board looks like with the binding. I bound the picture, nailed it to the board, and bound the person to the board. Okay, I'm gonna go back to zoom in here. Okay, and we have this. Now the next step is I take these black candles, which are for binding, and I'll light them up and drip the wax on the board. And I'll also put some on the strings to help bind the strings together.
Mystic Crossing Tarot, that's exactly what I said. She will reap what she's sown.
So yeah, these boards work great for bindings. They absolutely, I've used them for quite a while. I actually made this spell up myself. This isn't something you're going to find in a book somewhere or anything like that. I made this up myself, so it's a customized, very, but I share it with everybody because it works so well. But yeah, so then we put these candles here. Takes 4 black candles we end up doing, and so and again, this is another spell that we offer on Bewitching and Bizarre if anybody's interested. So on here, help bind these strings a little bit. And anything we do, when it gets done, we can either, we can hold it for you. And so one of the things we ask those is if you want us to do the spell for you on camera, like we're doing right now, live, we can do it live for you and show you and so you can actually see your spell being done. And of course, we'll be sharing it with other people, and we won't use your name. We'll use your initials or whatever you want us to use. We don't put you out there to throw you to the wolves, unless you want us to. And then you get to see your spell being done and its reaction. And in the end, if you want, we can send you the spell so that you can have the remnants of it, or if you want it in that situation, like with the spell candles that I showed last week. I create the spell candle, empower it, and then I'll send it to you with some instruction where you can also empower it yourself and put your energy into it, because reality is any spell that's being done is going to be most powerful when you put your own energy in it as well. We're just kind of doing the grunt work for you by making the spell and creating it for you. The candle spells are very cool. And we do pop-its and other things as well. go to our website, again, www.bewitchingandbazaar.com, and you'll see everything we offer. We're going to plant this candle.
So to answer some of these questions, I see where is he from? I'm guessing you're talking about the cat. The cat is from here, Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are. And the owner was not trying to buy the cat. She tried to get money out of the lady, like $6,000, but the paperwork she had wasn't nearly the vet cost, nor did the person ask her to take her cat to the vet. It was just a very sad story. What is being said, and I didn't personally hear this, but a lot of people did, is the owner is very racist. And it makes sense. She went all the way to this lady's house, saw her, and then all of a sudden didn't want to give her cat back. And then a lot of people corroborated in some things that she said as far as racist comments. So I truly believe that could be the case, that she didn't want to give back the cat because of that. She knew at that point the cat was not being abused, that the cat was very old.
Yeah. So Lydia says she has a person still in the freezer from the freezer spell. Very cool. We'll probably end up showing one of those eventually too. So this being said, this is the spell, the finished product, and these candles were actually I let them burn down till they go out, and that will seal the spell and seal the person, and that's that. And then I would send this to you, the remnants left over, as best as possible, just like it is, with the nail in it and everything else, and get it over to you. And Lydia says, "Yeah, that nail's big. But yeah, that's the point. I know it's big. I didn't want to use a little nail. I wanted to use a big nail to really bind that person, you know." So that's that. So we'll move on from here, back to a wide shot. So I think that wraps up our spells this evening.
Yeah.
So all right. So we started things off with Tabitha showing us the spirit board, and I went on to show you a binding board. So we had a board extravaganza today, and hopefully nobody out there was bored. No. So Jerry M. Danowski has a message retracted. Oh, geez, can only imagine what that said. So that being said, thank you all so very much. Again, if you're interested in any of these spells, plus different, much more to offer. We only do a couple every live session. We're just doing a couple. We hope that people start ordering spells and want them to be done live. So when we start to do these live sessions, we can actually be doing spells for people live on camera. For for everybody to see and for them to watch us do it live and everything. Yeah. So and then we'll empower it and put power into them and magic into them as well. That being said, again, if you want any tarot readings or anything like that, again, this is Bewitching and Bizarre. If anybody's wondering why am I promoting, because that's what this channel is all about. This is our shop that we created, Bewitching and Bizarre, and we decided to make like a witchy shop that follows like a cottage witch type of sensory, where like in the old days, people would go over and to the local witch and say, hey, I need a spell for such and such. That's what we kind of
seek out the witch.
Yeah, that's what this idea is.
Yes.
People will come to us seeking some witchcraft and like, hey, I need help with this, and we help them. When you do ask for a spell, we'll end up contacting you and saying, what are the specifics? What do you want about it? What do you want it to say? What do you want it to do? So it's not like a thing where it's just like, hey, this is this and this is that, and we throw you to the wolves. Mm-hmm. We actually we get very detailed. That's the service that we offer, is that we customize each one specifically for you. So we're hoping that it, some people take advantage of that moving forward. And it's just an idea I had and brought it up, and Tabitha was like, let's do it. Let's do it as a team. Let's, she offers some things that I don't offer, and we kind of combined our forces, and we're like, oh, wow. So again, if you go to our site, www.bewitchingandbazaar.com, you'll see everything we offer. And there's even a section that says custom spells. So it's even if there's a spell there that we don't do, you might ask for something and we just come up with something or know something that you would work best, and we'll tell you about it and go from there. That being said, what else? Anything you got to say?
No.
All right. We love you guys and gals out
Yes.
there. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, and we hope you got you enjoyed this time with us and working some of these spells. And if you saw something you'd like to try yourself, by all means, go for it. You know, this isn't something where it's like, hey, you can't do this. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, if you saw something you liked,
Do what you
definitely
want.
do it. Yeah, for sure. But anyhow, we will talk to you guys later. We love you guys and gals. Blessed be.
Bye.
Okay, now's the fun part. With the behind the scenes where I need to get up and go turn the stream off.
Oh, we're still on, right? I thought we might be. Maybe some end music.
That was fun.